Yallo, Tralox here, and as you can see, I'm not in my creative testing world or in Tritopia today. I'm actually in the game Terraria, and this is one of my favorite games of all time. And it has a sub-mechanic that really interests me, which is wiring. Now today, I'm taking a little dive into Terraria wiring and Redstone and kind of comparing the two, especially because I only see really the surface of redstone wiring, and experimenting with it should be a little bit interesting to show you all of the blocks in it and try to find a way to kind of do it in actual redstone. So if we want to start with the beginning of wiring, here I have the granted design, which is basically the end game item for wiring, and here I have some switches and this lantern. So to showcase regularly how it works, if I right click it with the grand design, I can kind of open up this menu, and then here I'm in wire cutter mode, as you can see with this icon. Then if I go here, I turn into wrench mode, which allows me to place the wires. So I am going to get this lantern over here connected to this switch. If I go here, boom, I turn it off. Now let me go into wire cutter and show you another thing that I actually like that is also in Minecraft. I'll show in a bit, is the logic gates. Now in Minecraft, logic gates, you have to make them yourself. You have to design them like torches and other sorts of blocks, but here you actually get the gates as items. So if we have an OR gate, for example, any switch I put in that turns on a lamp, which is this one, it will turn on, in this case, turn off this lantern. And here, let me just test some of these. So this is an AND gate, which should require both to be on for this to be off. And the NAND is basically the opposite of that. And if I go here to the grand design, I'm just going to get a different color wire, connect it to this lamp. So we're connecting to the actual lamps, not to the lantern over here. And oh, let me just connect it like this. And if I go this yellow one here, then connecting it, oh, forgot, because this actually has the colors of both red and yellow, so you can actually mix them like this. Oh, I'm sorry, red and green. So you can mix colors like this, but have them be separate by removing it and having it only be one color, so you can actually kind of like camouflage them together. If I put it like this, it only turns on one of the lights. Let me take off the grand design, this lens, I think I go here, yeah, just put it on classic. I can take up the lens by taking this off of my inventory, like dropping it. Here it's just normal, and if I go here, boom, it turns it off because both of them are on. So this is how the AND gate works, because both have to be on. And basically each one is kind of the same XOR. It's kind of like just how redstone works. If you want to go into logic gates, I am going to be posting in a few days a how-to redstone video on logic gates if you want to check that out. But it's basically a way to have multiple switches interact together, so having inputs be necessary together to make one input true or false. So let's jump into how this works in actual Minecraft. So we're back in Minecraft, and here I'm going to show you a little bit of the logic gates. Now wiring, there's not really an extreme comparison to it. It is just redstone, except you kind of can't put it inside walls. Of course, you can always just hard and soft power blocks. So here, this redstone lamp, for example, I am powering it, and technically it is the power inside of a block, and it applies to many more examples. But having actual redstone imbued inside of blocks like in Terraria, it's not really possible. But those logic gates that I'm going to be talking about, which I am going to have a video about them soon, but this is kind of like a little bit of a short peek into that. I'm going to show you two of my favorite examples. Here is the XOR gate, and here is the NAND gate, which we can always just turn into an AND gate. Now, here, the AND gate, I have this redstone lamp. None of these are on. So by turning this off, it stays on. And then if I only turn this off, it stays on. But NAND, it is no and. So if and, which is both, are turned on, then it gives out a no, so it turns it off. So boom, if we have both of them on, it turns off. And the AND gate is basically the opposite. Now, if we replace this dust with a torch, then this is an AND gate. So you basically depower this torch, so it wouldn't be powering this one, but it would still be powered by this torch. So both need to be on, so this dust is actually turned off, so it is not turning off this torch, and then goes into here and then gives out an actual output. So both need to be on. These are useful for like selector panels, you know, turning on farms and different things, adventure maps, yada yada. Now this over here is an XOR gate. Now none of these are turned on, and that is not turned on. Before we test this one out, it is basically the combination of a NAND gate and an OR gate. So any of these can be on, but not at the same time. So if we turn this one on, then boom, it is on over there, because basically we're turning off this torch, which this torch over here was turning off this one, which was turning off that one also, which both of these were turning off this, and with this on, then we can actually have our power. Same applies for the other side, but by having them together, you kind of turn on this one, which depowers both of them, so they cannot be on at the same time, but they can be on by themselves, and that is one of the logic gates. And these are extremely useful. You see them everywhere in every single type of structure in the game, and it is great to see that Terraria, as you know, there aren't redstone torches and things like this, they found a way to implement it in game to allow people to make extremely complex machines. Like genuinely, I say, oh, Terraria wiring is not as complex as Redstone. In its base, yes, and to the regular player, yes. But some people can just make amazing feats in that game. Just actually baffling how much stuff you can actually make with wiring. And while the regular player is not going to be on that level or going to make things like that, they can at least enjoy a little bit of logical gates. And that's just kind of allows them to kind of get into comp sci early, I'm guessing. Yeah, back to Terraria to explain actuators. Ah, what a weird dream. I had dreamt about pistons inside of Terraria. But what if I told you it's not actually that much of a dream? Well, actuators are kind of pistons inside Minecraft. See, they remove blocks, but they can't really push them around, and even without being able to push, they're still amazing. As you can see, this is an actuated little block because I can pass through it. Now if I get my grand design out and connect it over here, because yes, you don't actually need to be an active power source for it to be actuated. And as you can see, it doesn't even have actuators. This is how you place actuators. You go to the grand design, then you put it here, and then I add actuators, then I can toggle it back on. But you don't actually need them. You just actuate them once and have it like that, which is amazing for builders and other people like that. And I say the closest thing to that in Minecraft is the flush doors, which just kind of go in and go out and kind of create a walkway out of nowhere. Now, Terraria has a lot of pranking utilities, so I'm gonna go take a walk around the world and show you a little bit of the traps. Guys, what are the chances? I was exploring the world for a place to show you the traps and things like that, and look at what I found. A gold chest in the beginning of a cave. What are the odds? And boom, I die. Now, this is an example of how you can use wiring and traps. And it's pretty fun, because most of the actual wiring things are for pranking people. So you could have actuators mounted on a floor that would just fall, or you know, have what I did with venom dart traps, which are super deadly and kind of kill you if you don't have the defense for it. And even if you do, they hit like a truck. And these ones actually do apply venom, so that's an extra danger. So be careful when you're exploring the mines, as Boulders. Boulders, lots of boulders. Boulders are the bane of every Terraria player. And it is extremely simple to make. You basically just get the regular chest and you combine it with some wire. So whenever people try to open it, it gives out a signal to the wires connected to it, which allows you to do whatever you want to the person. Now, this has a lot of purposes also for adventure maps, like the link map for Terraria. Pretty sure also has this. It's kind of like a trap chest, or I'm just talking out of my mouth and I'm misremembering it. But it is extremely useful if you just want to pull a prank on your friends, or if you want to make a cool mechanic for an adventure map. And I'm pretty sure you know where this is going in Minecraft. Now, of course, as I was saying, actuators are kind of like flush doors, and they kind of act as the pistons of Terraria. And, well, there's not much to say, as actuators don't actually have much to think about. And if we really think by design, wait, what's that room over there? It intrigues me. What's this? Subscriber chest. Take all you can. Oh, don't mind if I do. And oh, I die. Oh, this is a prank that you can pull in Minecraft, which barely anyone falls for anyways, because it is just using a trapped chest to do things. So these dispensers over here could have arrows, but I didn't put them in. But you can also, you know, just have some lava down there, like it was, and just prank them any way you can think of. Any projectile, anything. Trap chests are amazing for catching people off guard. Of course, they do have that reddish tint around the base. If you look here, I can actually grab a regular chest and the trap chest and show it to you. They do not mix. This one kind of has like a redder outline around the opening of it, which is really cool that it actually has a visual indicator of is it trapped or not. And moving on to Terraria, to our final little stage. Now for this one, I'm kind of gonna knock two mechanics out, because this one kind of there isn't in Minecraft except, you know, dispenser shooting out eggs. This is a statue which you can find all around your world or craft in the heavy workbench. Now, if we get the grand design over here, we put some wire in it and then connect it to the floor. We can put a switch here, if I can find my switches. So here we put a switch here, and boom, you can actually spawn the mob that shows in the statue. Let me just kill this goblin scout over here, and let me show you the second thing I wanted to show you. These are timers, which instead of the clocks in Minecraft, they use timers, which just kind of automatically turns them on and off. So here, by turning it on, I put a 4-second timer, so every 4th second they activate the statue, which summons these goblins. Now this can apply to literally anything that wiring can do, so if you want to have a disco with flickering lights, you can put it like this, and it varies a lot of time. So I also have a 1-second variant, and lots of tiny little changes in that, which is probably going to be very obvious into how that actually translates into Minecraft itself. So talking about clocks in Minecraft, it's not going to be that hard. If we look here, we have a hopper clock, which is a classic design. You basically put a hopper with an item inside, and every now and again it will go here and then turn on this comparator, which you can just put a repeater or just power the things that you want if it only requires 1 power, and generates power all the time. Now here is an extremely fast one. This is an observer clock, which just has 2 observers facing each other, and the best part is you can extract power from both sides, which is amazing. Now if that's too fast for you, I can show you a slower alternative, which is the pulse extenders. If you watch my Redstone and comparators video, I am extremely fond of those, and I showed a design there, but today I want to show you an adjustable design made by a fellow YouTuber, Cortez Areno. Now shout out to him. Here we have these hoppers over here, and depending on how many items are here, that is how long the pulse will last. So if we press over here, you can see the items are going to this one, and and as soon as all of them leave, then boom, it resets and then this goes back to sending it. Now it works because of how full it is here, so it always gives up a pulse, which is turning off this torch until it drains all into here and we can reset the cycle. Now, there are a lot of differences between redstone and wiring, but remember, the important thing is to enjoy the game and have fun. And if you're into this video, like, subscribe, watch out for the next uploads I'm gonna post, and I hope you will enjoy those because I've been working hard on my next videos. This has been Trilocks, and bye-bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.